Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Loveland Report and Loan Rangers show. We've been talking about losing our property taxes, net migration to Florida, how to negotiate an offer when you're dealing with Bless Your Little Heart Real Estate.
How to save property taxes,
Yep.
The tax elimination,
Yep.
and investing in real estate in 2026.
Yep.
Why it's the right thing to do.
It really is. Two more listings, Bruce. I got Rockwood Estates right over off Orange Avenue, Belle Isle area. 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 370,000 for 1,800 square feet, plus a big old Florida room on the back of the house. It's got all weather windows. You could actually put that under air too, if you wanted. But great plan. It's been renovated. There was a master bedroom addition on this property. It's an older neighborhood with lake access, but kitchen's been renovated. Big old living area and a nice size master bedroom with its own bath. So 370,000 for that. And then we go to Altamonte. I've got a gated townhome for 340,000, 1,800 square feet. Owner's got, it's listed for 340. Owner's got over 440 in it, Bruce. $80,000 remodel. Wow. down to the light switches and all done. Just beautiful. Masters on the first floor. You're in a gated lakefront community with 2 pools, fitness center, all the bells and whistles. And the owner had to move because of family situation. So 340,000 for that.
So are they on the lake?
Not on the lake. No,
lake,
on the lake.
You have lake access on
You have
there?
lake access. You got a dock on the lake there on Lake Orienta, which is a ski lake in Altamonte. So,
That's a great ski lake. Yeah. And that's a good ski lake. Yeah. I know it very well.
So call me at 407-352-8118.
Yeah, or get your loan approved and ready to go. You know, when you get approved through the Loan Arranger on my Fast Track program, I will help you make sure that you become the winning offer when you're negotiating. So Cleve and I talked about Fast Track loan approval. Well, that is a trademark product for Cross Country Mortgage. And the way that operates is we literally fully approve your loan before you go shopping. So most lenders take an application, review their documents, and send out a pre-approval letter.
Yep.
But the pre-approval is written by the loan officer. Well, loan officers can't approve loans.
Yeah.
But underwriters approve loans.
Yep.
So we physically send the loan into underwriting, make sure we resolve all conditions that may apply to that client. So when you're making an offer, you are essentially positioned like a cash offer.
Yep.
And I guarantee the seller, if my client does not close on time, I pay the seller up to $500 a day for every day we miss the closing.
Yep.
Now, do you think that's going to happen? We're not missing closings. Never. It's the only way you'd miss a closing is if the client died, okay, and then I have an out for that. I had to, okay. The house didn't appraise and you're renegotiating that value, or there was something on the inspection. Now, those are things I can't control. But if I've got that client fully approved for their financing, I can make it easier for the seller, the buyer, the agents. It reduces all kinds of stress, and you can focus on just getting into that property. Fast Track loan approval. Call the Loan Arranger at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com.
All right. Bruce, I want to ask you a question. You were going to talk about refis. I got a question for you. House is owned cash.
Yep.
$4,000 a month rent. Let's say $3,500 a month rent.
Okay.
Owner needs to refi that and pull cash out.
Okay.
Can you do a DSCR on that?
Absolutely.
You can.
Absolutely.
But at the 25, like they'll check the rent and they'll calculate.
So it depends on what loan to value we want to go to.
Yeah.
But what we're looking for is a 1-to-1 ratio. How much are you getting for rent? And how much is the payment going to be? So if we're trying to stay within that 1-to-1 ratio, I will loan him enough money to where the payment equals $3,500 if that's what he's getting for rent.
Yep.
Now, there are situations on purchases, particularly, that if you put at least 30% down, I'm doing one on a $3.4 million house right now.
Yep.
Guys putting 30% down, and I'm doing a mortgage for him, and I don't care about how much the rent is. As a matter of fact, the rent won't even meet the payment on it. The payment's $17,000 a month.
Yeah.
The rent can only be about $12,000, so he's losing money. Why is he doing this? For tax strategy. This is all about tax strategy, and that's how they're doing that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, and then now let's say they got a payment on the Beamer. They got a couple credit cards that have gone up to the limit at $15,000 each, and they got equity in their home. That's your bread and butter. That's where you're eliminating payments for people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, everybody's got their reasons for wanting to buy. Investment properties are super popular. My DSCRs are incredibly popular right
Yeah.
now. Incredibly popular. And it's tax season. So these are the times. So here's what I do. I go over scenarios with my clients to say, here's the difference in a DSCR versus you qualifying for a conventional loan. And most of the time, they're going to go with the DSCR. It's easier. I can get the rate very similar, sometimes even lower than a conventional rate. So it makes sense for them to do it. Absolutely.
Yep.
407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com.
All right. Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. What I want to talk about too, I mentioned, low offers from a buyer doesn't do much good. Sellers, what I want you to take into account when you receive an offer, every offer is worth a counter offer unless it's just absolutely ridiculous. Like I have in my listing agreements, Bruce, that anything below 80% of list price, I'm not going to bother with because I have, whenever I list something, all the bots, the guys that are texting you on your phone, all the guys that took a real estate seminar, they're working in a call center in Georgia, are going to send me an offer for
Georgia, Russia, you mean?
Yeah,
could be.
Yeah. But they're going to send an offer for 66% of list price. I don't even respond to those. I've never closed one. Now, what I have closed, I've had the realtor call me going, hey, I've got an investor. He owns 50 homes all over Central Florida. We're going to look at yours. And the offer is a bit low, but get me a counter offer. And that's something I would consider and I would go through it. But I can judge a house that is getting, if it's being shown 6 or 7 times a week, it's going to sell within 1 or 2% of list price.
Of course it is.
Maybe even higher. But you got to count what's going on. But if it's only being shown once a week, why would I take an offer that's way below list price when I probably could just adjust the list price some and I'll get more activity?
Absolutely.
And that's the market position. But you got to know that market position. I just had 5 homes that were above us when we listed. And after 2 weeks, we only had slight activity. And ours was a little in better shape. But 5 of the homes above us, 1 did sell somehow. I don't know. The other 4
are still on the market.
Cut their price to right below us. So what do? We cut our price to right below them. And you get into that, chopping each other off at the knee sometimes. But you got to at least know that. What most people do is they call their realtor and complain. The realtor goes, oh, let me do an open house. I'll go get some balloons right now.
Right.
Put those on your mailbox. And they're not telling the seller what they need to know.
Or you need to know what your competition is doing.
Paint that purple bedroom, good God, or the flooring is bad, or take your dogs out of the house because all they do is look like they're going to kill, those 2 Rottweilers you got in crates. It looks like they're going to kill somebody when they're in the home. You don't want to make it uncomfortable. I've got a free 50-point staging checklist. And it's funny, the sellers that follow that checklist work with me and say, all right, I like that price. And they agree with my strategy on adjusting market position every couple of weeks. That's the ones that are sold and they're off and they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody that loves being listed 9 months. I've never worked with anybody like that.
Well, I can tell you this much. You're always going to get some ridiculous offers. I mean, it just happens.
Yeah.
Don't you believe that? I mean, it's just going to happen from time to time. So, I mean, those ridiculous offers, some of them you may be able to convert, you might be able to convert. Others, probably not so much. However, I will say this, that if you've got a legitimate buyer that understands the market and their realtor is educating them, that's the best type of real estate agent to have. These people that are lowball offers or unrealistic sellers, you run into that as well all the time. I want 800,000. Well, the highest house in the neighborhood sold for 750. How are you going to get 800?
That's not far off. I'd take that listing, Bruce, because
you might be able to.
I can generate more activity than other realtors on a property, but I can't recreate, I can't make a miracle happen, walk on water to get that done. If it doesn't happen after a while, you've got to adjust. But when I see, Bruce, sometimes I'll see the house. I was looking at one the other day. It was a 2-1 with 800 square feet on 2 acres just outside of Mount Dora, like pretty close to downtown.
Yep.
It was at $1 million. And there's nothing to justify that. And I'm thinking, and there's nothing in the listing about this is going commercial, like it's right on 440. I'm just thinking, okay, that's
whatever.
I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, you want it done right? Call me, call Bruce. We will help you with your real estate plans this year.
Absolutely, we will. So I want to talk about an event that I'm going to be hosting on February the 25th. I believe it starts at 6:30. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, but this message is for anyone that's self-employed. You're a high net worth person. You make a lot of money. You think you got a good CPA. Invite your CPA to this if you want to. I've got tax strategists going to help you identify what you're missing out on. If you're a real estate agent, this is an absolute must for you. An absolute must, because most of you real estate agents are you're not paying your taxes when they're due. You don't have a payment plan set up with the IRS. So let's help you get this situation under control. So this is about ways that you can find opportunities to reduce your tax consequences, because at the end of the day, our taxes are our biggest expense. So you want to get on this Zoom call February 25th, register at webringyouhome.com, or better still, text me. Here's my phone number. Text me that you want in this class, 407-250-9144. If you are a high earner, self-employed person looking for other benefits, other ways to make things happen, I'm going to tell you, I'm bringing on people that I trust, that I use. These aren't just people that I don't know. People I like and trust. You can join me in that seminar. All right. You're coming.
Yep, I will be there.
Absolutely.
I will be there. Now, is that live or Zoom or?
It's Zoom.
Zoom. Okay. I will be on there. And so I just think, Bruce, I've seen it so many times. I know what works and what doesn't. And I've got, 32 years of doing this, actually 33 now. Yeah, 33. And I've seen the people that are living comfortably and the people that have done it right. And you know what? Some of the ones that didn't listen to me, I've seen the train wreck. I've seen the Mustang sliding into the gas truck that's stuck on the railroad tracks, doing 100 miles an hour. And I just, it frustrates me.
I don't know what that analogy meant, but
so it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I've
seen
a train wreck. It's bad. It's a train wreck. Yeah. So, you've never driven a Mustang.
Sure, I have.
Have you? Okay. I had a couple. They're known for not having brakes. Anyway, but if you want to do it right, give us a call. We will help you with that. Whatever your plans are. I just talked to two people last week, Bruce. They're not doing anything till later in the year. One's got a kid graduate from school. We talked about it. Another one, the neighborhood, the area he wants to go to, the roads aren't in yet. So, and also where he's at, the builder's still in his neighborhood. So he was thinking about selling and just pocketing the money. He's got good
timing.
I'm like, no, you don't want to sell, rent, then buy again. So anyway, anything you need, call me 407-352-8118.
Yeah. And don't forget, if you know somebody that's in the mortgage business right now that has a license to do mortgages, maybe they're not happy with the way they are. Maybe they're just struggling because they can't go out and get leads. I am looking to hire somebody on my team that has at least 3 years experience in the mortgage industry. You have to know this business. You've got to know this business. Don't call me because you want to get into the business. That's not what I'm hiring for. I need somebody that's going to be very experienced on my team that can help me and my clients. So when I have a client call, I always do the consultation. I tell my team how to structure the loan. They gather it. They put it all together. I review it. I go over it with the client to make sure it's dialed in for them. And I need somebody else on my team. I'm growing this team. Business is picking up. People are jumping in the market. Do you know there's more people now that own homes that have an interest rate greater than 6 than under 3.5?
I saw that.
So that whole golden handcuffs are starting to shift, because sooner or later, those people that have a house already that needed a bigger house or a smaller house, depending on what their needs were, weren't doing it because they were stuck with that low rate. Those people are now jumping back into the market.
Well, I just think the other thing too, if you inherit a house, parent passes on, they're going into assisted living. Do you rent it? Do you sell it? All those things, we can help you with that and figure it out. But the main thing is get a house.
Yep, get a house. I don't know, and help your family members get a house. There's no such thing as a rich renter.
Guys, have a great weekend.
Yep. Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. Bruce Woodburn, the loan arranger. You can reach me now at 407-250-9144. Purchase, refinance, home equity line of credit, reverse mortgage, renovation loan, you name it, I got it. Just call the loan arranger. I've got what you need. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. Stay tuned tomorrow, Sunday, same channel, 11 o'clock for the Lone Ranger Show. Have a great weekend.